My name is Mark Wills. For those who know, I happen to be a notary coach. There's so many amazing notaries from around this country. Honored, blessed, and humbled to help people build something for their lives. Every single Monday, I jump on and try to help a notary build their business. All you got to do is be a notary. You do not need to be a loan signing system student. You do not need to be a student of mine. You just got to come here with a problem or an objection. Anything you want to talk about, I want to help you overcome it. What's up, Adam? What's going on, bro?
Got an update?
Talk to me, dog. How you been?
I've been all right, man. So last week we talked about going to an escrow office. I'm gonna
And
be
you
honest.
made a commitment to everybody on here.
I did.
I remember. Continue.
I just got back from there
And
right now. And I did not go 45 minutes out. I just felt like I could do this one here in Carson. I looked them up on Google. They don't have any reviews, so I'm thinking I can help them with that. Went in there. I still don't have my business cards, and I just, went prepared for that. And of course, they asked me for a business card. I said I don't have one, and if you give me yours, I will email you my information. Looking forward to serving you. Right there. So that was the assistant.
Okay, so let's talk about real quick. Okay. Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No, not at all.
That's my point. Sometimes we almost think more, right? And here's what I want to coach you and on everybody else with. Action cures anxiety. Let me say that one more time. Action cures anxiety. We actually get more anxious as time passes. If we realize we just do it, the anxiety actually lessens. And on top of that, it is never as bad as it is in our head. So tell everybody right now, you were a little nervous walking in. You walked in, you said, "What's up?" And then you did it scared, Adam. That's what I'm proud of you about, man.
Thank you, man.
That's what I'm proud of you about. Inspire other people. It wasn't nearly as bad as you thought it was. They were another nice human across the way. Talk through that to maybe help someone else over the edge right now.
No, I was super scared, and I was so close to like not doing it. The whole thing again. I don't have business cards. I've never done a loan signing. I know what to say, but I don't really know how to do it just yet. Which honestly, like, I'm not worried about that. I do believe that because of the loan signing system, when it's in front of me, I will figure it out. And so I'm not too afraid of that. But yeah, going into this escrow office, I'm just like, man, these are mortgage professionals and all this. And no, super nice humans, like you said. I will say this. The escrow officer was on a phone call.
Yeah.
His assistant walked out.
Yeah.
Looked me up and down. Yeah. I said, "Are you the escrow officer?" Because I didn't assume, And she said she was. And I just said, "Hey, I want to come in, introduce myself. I'm a new local notary here in Carson. I grew up here, so I want to service your customers." And she's like, "Oh, okay, great." And of course, first thing she said was, "Do you have a business card?" I do not. And if you give me yours, I will send you my information. Be happy to service you and your customers however I can. I am bilingual as well. The escrow officer was an older gentleman. He was like, "Hey, I'll call you right back." He's like, "What's your name, son?" And I'm like, "My name's Adam." He's like, "What do you do?" I go, "I'm a new notary here in town." He's like, "All right, well, that's great." He's like, "But you know what? The real money's in the loans. The real money's in real estate, this, that, the other." And I'm just like, "Cool." He's like, "If you come in here, I'll show you because I can see you're hungry. I can see I can see." And I'm just like, "Yeah." So,
look, let's just break this down real quick for everybody. And by the way, Adam, I hope this gives you more inspiration to keep doing this.
Oh, I'm gonna.
People really want to just help people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this gentleman's like, "Look, I feel the hunger. That you said that you're new. You didn't shy away from that." And then my point is, like, we really realize that most people want to see each other win. It becomes a little more easy to market. The reason that you are a little bit nervous, and I hope this lands for some other people, is you really thought business was a I win, they lose instead of both people winning. And so that person, your escrow officer, "Look, we can both win. Come back in." So my point is, you got to keep going out there, building your business by letting people know you're open, man. I'm so proud of you, dude. Like, I am so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate everything for sure. And and I'll be honest, I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, I've got to go do this today because I'm going to get back on this call." And I'm not going to get back on here by not having, completed my commitment.
Okay, so I'm with this. end with this. Is there anything you would do different next time? Because remember, before you answer that, this is what business is about, right? Business is about going in and figure out, did I do everything perfect? And if I didn't, what can I do better? So you always want to analyze every single interaction you have, good or bad. And by the way, your conclusion could be, I would do nothing different. But a lot of times what we don't do as notaries is we don't sit back and go, okay, what went well, what went bad, what could I do better? Right? What went well, what went bad, what could I do better? Always ask yourself those three questions and you analyze it. So let me ask you, what went well, what went bad, what could you do better? Can we answer those three questions? And then you take that into the next one, because remember, there's no such as failures, there's just such thing as learning lessons. So what you do well, how about you answer that question? What you do well?
I think I got dressed up, shaved, just what honest, I was dressed nicer than they were in the office.
Yeah, exactly.
Big
Okay. So your presentation was nice. I love it. You did that well. What went bad? What could have gone better?
Honestly, man, I think that if I could have slowed down just a little bit, because this older gentleman, I'm telling you, he was like, hey, I'll show you. You come in here, I'll show you how to make this money. And I'll pick you up on that,
first
right?
off, I love yourself. So we just did there together. You got to do this on your own the next time. You realize, man, what did I do wrong? You took a minute. You're like, oh, I could have slowed down. You were just fast because you were nervous. But again, if you take the moment to really go, what could I have done differently? And that what I did bad, you talk too fast. I love it. Okay, let's go to the third question. What could you do better next time?
I think that, slowing down and maybe taking him up on that offer. When he said, hey, I'll show you, I could have been like, when?
Oh, okay. So what I heard right there is you want to make sure we are listening. We're not listening to talk, but listening to listen. So what you were so nervous, again, this is why you have a coach. I want to coach you through this. So, but I love your self-reflection right there, man. I actually probably should have answered his question versus being so worried about the next sentence. So I heard a lot of good feedback from you. Make sure you take this to the next one, dude. Now you know it's not that scary, bro.
Sure, it's done. Thank you.
Hey,
it's one of those things. Like,
I want you to commit again today, but this time, Adam, I want 2 escrow office before Monday.
Cool.
All right. Till next time, keep going, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. So, oh my gosh, I cannot be more proud of Adam. Period. Let me rephrase that again. Let me say that again. Excuse me. You want to always, but whenever you leave, okay, an appointment, you're asking yourself, what did I do well? Okay, because literally, this is self-reflection. Every time you go market, you ask yourself these 3 questions. What did I do well? Because if you did something well, then you want to double down on the next try. Then you ask yourself, what did I do bad? Have some self-reflection. Like, dang it, I wish I just would have done this. Okay, write that down, and then next time you don't do that thing. And the third thing is, well, what could I improved upon? That is different than what did I do bad? What can I improve on? Something that went okay. What did you do that was okay that you can maybe improve on next time? Because you're taking track of 2 positive things. One you can build upon, one you can double down on one that you just got to do better. Do those 3 things every single time you market. And by the 5th or 6th time, you're going to be amazing. Always good to see you.
Good to see you. Look what I got in the mail.
Oh, someone got their swag.
My keychain and everything. Thank you for that. I was so surprised. I was like, where's this from? And I opened it and I was like, oh, I got a present. I did something good.
Give me some updates. Let's do some coaching.
Okay, so I've gone direct with 4 clients since moving to Florida. So
okay, say that one more time. Hold on. Let's fill everybody in. She was a California signing agent, right? She then
I was in Reno, which
Reno,
is
Nevada. Excuse me, my bad. Reno. She was a Nevada signing agent. She moved and had to start her business from scratch. And didn't know a soul. So she moved across the country, took all the skills that she had in Nevada, Reno. She went down to Florida, and how many clients have you got in the past 2 or 3 months?
I've got 4. Yeah. Well, I went direct faster.
Does everybody hear that? I mean, that's the best part of it. Like, you learned a money-making skill that you can take anywhere. And that's the power of this business. I want everyone to hear that. Like, you moved across the country. Yes, did it take some weeks to rebuild your business? Of course it did. But you still had a skill that transferred from state to state. I mean, how cool is that?
It was a blessing, man. I was thinking about that. Like, if I had had a job working for Amazon or, you know, some of the other stuff, that I would have had to start over.
Right.
And when I do go to buy a house, because now I live in a state where I might actually be able to afford it, I have the consistency of income because my job didn't change. So that's nice.
I'm so
excited.
proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
I know moving across the country is scary for anybody. Starting from scratch is scary for anybody, but you did it scared, and I just love part of your journey. You know, you're growing as a human, as a signing agent. I mean, your smile, like like everything, you're radiating. Like, I'm just so happy for you, man. I feel like you're in a good
Thank
place,
you.
and I can
Thank you.
sense that you're in a good place.
Yeah.
So, what can
So
I help you with today?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
This is a crazy question I've never encountered before. So, you know, there's like a set fee that when people say, you know, I go in and give them my card, and they say, what do you charge? And what I was saying was, well, I usually charge $175 for like a purchase or refinance, but you know, that was on the West Coast, and gas here is like half the price. So you just pay, you know, what you can pay me whatever is your norm, and that's fine with me. And that was so then I had you know, there's attorneys over here. So I had an attorney that I billed her for $150 because that seems to be the normal over here. And she messaged me back and said, hey, I charged $210 for the notary. Can you update your invoice and pay so I can pay $210? So I was like, I've never had that happen in 3 years.
I'll pause you right there. Oh my, did everybody hear that? Let's go. Okay, so the future one. Always want to come in low and let them raise you high. So everybody hear that. So what I would tell you next time is cut out the 175. I would say, hey, I will charge whatever you let your current notary charge. I'm here to be a member of the team, and I just love the opportunity to work with you. And then you'll work your way back up. And then the moment you actually create that relationship, they will raise the price for you. So I think you crushed that. Everything you did was crush. You let the relationship, you let your work speak. And if that speaks, they'll raise the price for you. So always come in low, never come in high. Because what I'm scared of, if you say 175, it might turn somebody off who are charging 125. You know what I mean? So always just start with, I will charge whatever you want. And then here's the truth. If you start working for them, they only let you do $100, and maybe that's not worth keeping as an account. But it was better working for the 100 than working for nothing, right? So come then and be like, look, I'll charge whatever you let your current notary charges. I'm just here excited to be a part of your team, and then let them raise you up like that lady did. So you crushed that. Good work.
Okay, thank you. So I have a question. I did something, and I'm wondering if I screwed this up. So after that happened, I did a signing for somebody, and I noticed that they charged $250 for the notary. I saw it on the settlement statement. So I thought, I'm gonna ask. I feel like I actually tried to get on live that day, but you were notary, so I was like, I'm just gonna take a chance. So I asked, hey, I noticed you charged $250 for the notary. I just wanted to know, do you want me to charge my normal price, or do you want me to invoice you for $250? And I was like, was that presumptuous, or do they do that so they can keep some of the money? And I was like, how to handle that?
It's a good question. So sometimes it's just an estimate. They don't know, because maybe it's an out-of-state one, and those out-of-state notaries, they can charge a little bit more, so they don't know. So sometimes, not all the time, it is just a higher estimate. But here's the secret to that move. You ready? The secret to the move is charge your normal fee. But in your gratitude follow-up, you mention it. So on the next signing, you try to get more. So it's always nice to ask for something when you're giving something nice. Does that make sense? So whatever your gratitude is, right? It's like, oh my gosh, brought you lunch, whatever it is, whatever your version of that is. Like, oh, you know what? I saw on the last closing statement, it was $250. I didn't know if you wanted me to charge $250. So just want to throw that out there. But it's usually better to ask that when you're showing some type of gratitude versus, oh, I just completed the signing, I'm trying to get more out of you. So I don't mind the question, I just mind when you asked it. Does that make sense? Because what you don't want to happen to you is them thinking like, oh no, all my other notaries charge 200 and she's charging 250. Now you're out of the rotation. But if you do it while you have them in a good mood, you're showing gratitude, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so appreciative of that last closing you just gave me. Now the mood's set a little bit differently. Does that make sense? So I 100% think you should try to get it, not just on the closing you're doing when you see a higher estimate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's so good. I was so confused because I was like,
Yeah.
I know I've never heard you talk
Yeah.
about this, but after that other lady was like, can you update to 210? I was like,
Yeah.
what? And so I've never had that happen before. So I was like, is that a thing out here? Is that like Southern like hospitality? Like I don't know what's happening right now. So
Yeah, no,
I
I
wanted
love
to
it.
ask.
That's, like I said, sometimes they put a higher estimate in case it's one of those sparse signings. And so they put more money in just in case.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't ask, because I don't want that to be an assumption. I just think there's some notary tact that should happen during the gratitude moment, because I am teaching you from my experience. That has also happened to me. I saw 300 on the bill, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I put 300. Can I charge $300? And she goes, oh, this is a split signing. So 150 to you, 154 the other notary, and I'm like, does that make sense? And so now I look like I'm almost coming off as greedy, and I never did that again. So what I did was, after the fact, when I show my gratitude, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sold 350. First off, and so, but I'm having that conversation in the moment versus, oh, that's for a double fee, because
Okay.
the other person signing somewhere else, and I'm just like, wah, wah, wah. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's what
So
I was worried about.
yeah, and
Thank
so
you.
just remember, I think tact next time's a little bit better way of saying it, because that 250 could have been another deed signing for $100. You know what I mean? So they built that into it. It could be because, like I said, it could be a mail away, but maybe it's a deed that needs to be mailed away for $100. And so it could have been. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
there's numerous reasons why it's 250, and so you don't want
Okay.
to lead with like, oh, I want more. Just be gratitude. Say it a second time around. Does that coaching
Perfect.
help?
Thank you. Yes, so much. Thank you.
Girl,
I
I'm
love
so
you.
proud of you. Bye,
Thank you.
bye, bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, I love seeing Christine. Okay, so I hope everybody heard what I just coached her on. First thing I want to recap is, if anybody asks you how much you charge, you just say, I will charge whatever your current notary charges. Why do you do that? You don't want to come in low. You don't want to come in high. You don't want to be like, oh, I charge 150. And they're like, oh, well, we let our notaries charge 200. You're like, man, I left $50 on the table. And then you don't want to be like, I charge 150 and they only let their notaries charge 125, and now you're not getting business because you're overcharging. Just simply say, I will charge whatever you let your current notaries charge. Go in, create the relationship, and if you lowball, then they will increase your pay, because now you're creating a good relationship. So always come in with whatever you let your current notaries charge. I will charge too. Oh, the one and only Connor Brown. What's up, man?
What's going on,
I,
man?
let,
Can you hear me okay?
let's do a quick introduction of who you are. Connor Brown is one of the most successful loan signing system students, period. And so, Connor, why don't you go shout out with the name of your signing service, who you are, and let's go to some questions.
Bro, I want to do, okay, the name of my signing service is Caffeinated Closings. We're based here in San Diego. And first, I just wanted to say thanks, man, for all your coaching is pretty much what got me here to where I'm at right now. It's just everything from your courses to your mentorship. But yeah, we're based out of San Diego, and I'm here in Laguna Beach marketing today.
Okay, and you're based in San Diego, and where are you marketing?
On Laguna Beach. So we have clients all over, primarily Central and Southern California, as well as a few surrounding states.
But I share that, Connor,
Mhm.
because I appreciate the flowers so much. But I will not take away your effort, your tenacity, your willingness to go to Laguna Beach. For those who don't know, Laguna Beach is probably an hour north of San Diego.
Yeah,
So
that's
what I want to
what I
show
want to talk
everybody,
about.
what I want to show everybody through this conversation before we get to your question is, effort builds this business, and no one outworks Connor Brown. And so everyone has the same course, and everyone does the same thing with them. But Connor is in Laguna Beach, an hour outside of his home base, to go market his business. Everyone can do the same thing. So Connor, what can I help you with today, man? Excited you're here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been picking up clients
Okay.
everywhere, like as we just talked about. I've got my gift baskets here. I've
Love
got
it.
my coffee brand. I've been having a hard time. So my way of marketing until now has really been going in cold to
Yep.
an office with a gift basket
Yep.
and just building a relationship,
Yep.
building
Yep.
admirability and building trust. Um, but with so to get to Laguna Beach, it's like really an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So staying top of mind. I just had a newer
Yep.
client reach 1,000 orders, and I want to celebrate.
Yeah.
But giving back to clients, I'm typically used to going in person with a gift basket. I really wanted to run through ideas on how to celebrate bigger wins with clients, because at a certain point they're just getting gift
Yeah.
basket after gift basket, and it just doesn't seem to have
Right.
the same show of gratitude.
Yeah.
And also I'm struggling with being able to stay top of mind. And I used to go in once a month to every client I
Yeah.
had, and I would, I was doing gift baskets, and it's gotten to the point where it's becoming difficult, especially in the very out of area um, uh, uh,
Yeah.
places I go. Like it's been becoming really difficult to continue to show like, hey, it's me. I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your business. So I'm struggling with maintaining all of these relationships
Yeah.
because I don't really know
Yeah.
any other ways to do it other than in
Yeah, and
person.
so first off, this is a beautiful problem to have, and I hope everyone hears the problem. And before I answer your question, I'm gonna Connor, but I got to use you as a positive role model for the community. Is even the most successful people in the room know they're not the most successful person in the room. They're always looking for more. He's jumping on a coaching call just like brand new signing agents like Adam, and this is why you're successful, Connor. And so I want to make sure everyone sees you as a role
Appreciate
model
it,
and as
man.
an example of always reaching out and trying to do more. So here's the problem, okay? And it is a problem. You are growing, so that is a good problem. There comes a moment as you grow, and you're not going to like this, but you just have to accept it. There comes a moment as you grow that you have to show less gratitude for the smaller clients. You almost have to pick and choose your favorites. So what you want to do with your smaller clients is have some type of gratitude on automation, right? So like every month they're getting like a lunch DoorDash to them, even without you doing that. And then your face-to-face time is divided to the people who are really giving you the majority of your business. And that is just what, so you're, and then what my point of saying this is you're gonna have some attrition, and that's just part of scaling. Does that make sense? So there
Yeah,
comes
that
a moment, even in my business, where I'm a coach, right? And some of the earlier students like Mark, well, I can't touch as much as I want to, but I have to know that I've done my job the best I could. And so you're just gonna have to know there's gonna be a little bit of attrition, but the way you lessen your attrition is by some type of gratitude on automation that
okay.
doesn't require you to go in. Okay. So have something on automation. We do lunches on automation. Like every month, Lucadia Pizza in Point Loma knows to send out 3 pizzas. Like it's just on automation, and they know, and it's just I have a little account with them and it works. My
That's
bigger
genius.
clients get my face-to-face time.
Right.
And so you have to pick and choose. So you still need to do face-to-face, but it's gonna have to be with the 1,000 person over the smaller one. Does that make sense? And that's just part of growing pains. When I first started loan signing system, I would touch everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as I
That's
grew, I
what's
just
made me unique is I've got that personal touch. And
right,
so all of my clients have my personal cell.
right,
There's always a unique signing that comes up. They
yeah,
call me and we custom tailor a signing to them. But I'm used to showing face, and I
yeah,
guess I could pay for gift baskets, but I home make these. Like I go
yeah,
to Home Goods.
yeah,
And I make them, custom to the office, and I
yeah.
kind of know what they like, and
So
so it's
let me
just something
coach
I'm
you on
struggling
this,
with.
okay? Let me coach
Yeah.
you on this. You ready, Connor? And I hope everybody hears this. As you're moving to Connor's phase, okay, I hope this lands. Is what made you a great solopreneur makes you a terrible entrepreneur. Did that land? See, when we're
Hard to
solopreneurs,
hear,
we're control
but
freaks. We're control freaks.
right.
Everything has to be perfect. It has to be this way or no way. So
I,
what
I
made us a good,
micromanage everything.
that's right. That's what makes you a good
Yeah.
solopreneur. What makes you a good entrepreneur is trust in systems. So you need to have something on automations. You need to have something that shows gratitude in automations. It's not sustainable for you to get to $2 million and running around. But again, when you accept what made me a great solopreneur will not make me a great entrepreneur. But here's what I want to say at the same time. What's going to make you a great entrepreneur, Connor, is figuring out systems that you can show gratitude with that doesn't need you involved. So now you just got to think a little bit differently. Did
Okay.
that land? So now your brainstorms by yourself is thinking, okay, how can I create automated systems that still show I care? That's just the next phase of where you're at, right? Maybe
Yeah.
if I'm brainstorming with you right now, you go see some of your smaller clients every quarter versus every month, right? Maybe it's every 6 months, but starting to think like this is what's going to take you to that next level. I can't possibly touch every single client. I just can't. Okay. But what I can do is still show them I care different ways than how I showed I cared when I was a solopreneur. Doesn't mean you don't care any less. You just got to change the way you show it. So my
Okay.
biggest feedback right now is letting go of some of the micromanaging. Yes, it got you here, but it won't get you where you want to
Right.
go. Did that land?
It's, if anything, it's holding me back now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I can probably get a little more creative
Yes.
with like, you know, gift baskets that are maybe, or some way of giving back that's a
Yeah.
little more
Or
automated. It's
maybe
just, it,
it's quarterly. Maybe it's
okay.
semi-annually. Like remember, like you want to make sure that it shouldn't be black and white. Business is not black and white, it's always gray. Okay. When we're a solopreneur, things tend to be black and white.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
scale that, you got to live in the gray, because if you don't live in the gray, you're gonna fizzle out, get discouraged, and obviously burn, and then ultimately burn out, which you don't want. So I love what you just said. You got to get a little more creative, but when you're in your creativity, it's not black or white. It's like I'm not ever gonna see them again, right? I'm not ever gonna make them a handmade basket. Maybe it's every 6 months, right? Maybe you tier out. Anyone who gives me less than 50 orders a month gets this. Anyone who gives me less than 100 orders to 50 orders gets this. You get
Okay.
100 and 100 and 200 orders, you get this. This is my systems of gratitude for the different levels of orders that I receive. And then the big boys now really get your time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. And then that would, um, that would make it possible for me to focus on the whales,
That's
I
right.
guess, that I have,
Exactly
and
right.
I do have that ability to focus on them, but yeah, it's just you know, like smaller
Yeah.
offices that are an hour and a half away. I'm doing it, but
Yeah.
you know, my job is really like almost 100% salesperson right
Yeah.
now,
And
and
that's where it
so, you
should
know,
be,
and
by the
I
way. That's where it
oversee
should be.
operations as
It
well.
should be 100% sales. But now part of your Saturday and Sundays by yourself, you're thinking, how do I scale me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Versus how do I scale my gratitude? Like it's like, how do I scale my efforts and really look into automations, really look into, more consistent emails, really more consistent, maybe social media. Like you really got to get a little bit more automated. Maybe you give shout outs via your social media, right? And so you got to think a little bit more bigger picture than smaller, but smaller is what
Okay.
got you here, which is beautiful. Now it's like, well, how do I make a million Connors? Like, how do I make a million Marks?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so kind
Like,
of replicate that. Maybe you're giving your shout outs on your Instagram page.
okay.
You know what I mean? So maybe one of your smaller clients are like on your Instagram, like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful to Laguna Beach Escrow. You guys are amazing. Now you made them feel a little bit good, right? So there's different ways you can give that feeling of gratitude that's not just face to face. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I love what you do and what your other students do, where they celebrate their clients by
That's right.
showcasing them, or they interview them on their
That's
social media.
right.
That's something I think I should, now that we've talked about it, probably take advantage of a little bit
Well,
more.
what I challenge you to think is, how can I show another human I appreciate them? There's numerous ways. It's not just what you're doing, right? There's numerous ways that can make them feel. And so that's kind of your brain dump. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shouting out on social is one of them, right? So there's numerous ways. So your challenge now is, how do I scale Connor? And the answer is by really thinking about different ways to make people feel special. And that's what I love about you, is like, you
Okay.
really want to make everybody feel special, but you just can't anymore. You just have to accept that. There'll be a little bit of attrition. You got to support the people who are really supporting your business while trying to mature the people into the whales, right? So this is the thing that we all have, right? And so, how do I help you, Calvin, Melina, but also help the newbie? And it's a challenge that we all have, but your job is to really understand that what made you a great solopreneur is making you not a good entrepreneur. Switch the
Got
mindset.
it.
How do I scale? How do I get automations? How do I become less of a control freak? Right. And I think
Right.
when you lessen, and by the way, the way you still have control but not be in control is systems. So I am a control freak, but I just have systems doing the controlling. Does that make sense? It's not
That does
me doing the
make sense.
controlling.
I think
And so
it's
you,
hard to get out of the mindset of like Connor Brown is what gave caffeinated closings a competitive edge in the first place.
That's
But
right.
now without Connor Brown, where's the competitive?
That's right.
Whereas like, you know, Connor Brown's going in, putting a smile on people's faces.
Right.
He's personally overseeing everyone's
Right.
orders.
I'm
I've
gonna
been able
end
to
with this. I'm gonna
step
end with this
away.
because
But
I'm gonna end with this
yeah,
because
yeah,
you said something great. You said something great. Now, and I want this to land for everybody. When you get to Connor's level, are you self-employed or do you own a business?
you own a business.
See the differentiation into that? Because what built this business was being self-employed. It was Connor, 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 Connor. Now it needs to be systems, 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 systems.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
So you
It
created systems
really
for your
does.
scheduling, right? Now you got to create systems for your marketing. And you got to be like, how do I still make people feel appreciated but not be in everybody's office anytime? How do I still go to, happy hour with these clients but not lose happy hours with those clients? Like I've been there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so,
Exactly.
the answer is you got to learn how to build out systems that still make them feel appreciated and loved. I'd like to think I make every student feel loved and appreciated. How do I do that? By building out systems, right? You got to
Right.
do the same thing in order to scale to where you want to get to, man. We're gonna
Okay.
launch the inner circle. You're gonna 100% love it. You'll be there with Melina, everybody else. We'll get you in that, man. I'm proud of you. Give a shout out to your signing service if you could, bro.
Yeah. I just made a Instagram for caffeinated closings. Anyone that wants to see what we're up to, give me a follow. If you want to sign up as a notary, you can go to caffeinatedclosings.com to sign up.
And of
And
course, he looks for loan signing system students first and
give
foremost.
me give me a call. If you call, we get a lot of LSS students call in from the course. I'd love to talk to you. We get a lot of LSS students giving them their first signings. So we'd love to work with you. If you want to call my office, we can have a chat and we can make you preferred on SnapDocs.
Hey, that is LSS family looking out for LSS family. Connor, thank you for the conversation. I
Yeah,
know it
much
helps so many people.
love, man.
Jump on everyone. Love you, buddy. Talk to you soon. Man, what a great conversation. I mean, these Monday coachings are all over the place. My boy Adam doing his very first closing to Connor being $1 million signing service. Loan signing system. I am here to help you build a business no matter what size you want. Join his signing service. Tell him he is loaned. You tell him you are a loan signing system student. He told you you will be marked preferred. He is one of the largest students I have in all of loan signing system. Calvin, Molina, Irene, Connor, Brad. Like, let's go. Daryl,
What's up, brother?
first off, did you get inspired by Connor?
Yeah, funny enough, I'm actually already on his website right now,
Hey,
getting ready to
hey,
sign
hey,
up.
if he can do it, you can do it, man. He was a notary 4 years ago, took my course. Now he's doing $1 million a year.
Yep. So first off, more wanting to jump on because I actually look forward to our meeting next week. I feel like it's gonna be amazing.
Let's go.
It's gonna be inspiration to the LSS
Let's
Nation.
go.
But this week, it's like ever since I had my last talk with you, it's like I hit the
Good.
ground running.
Good.
Have 3 back-to-back meetings with new upcoming potential clients. Have a second meeting already scheduled again this week with one of the clients I met today. So it's been great. Loving it.
All right, what can I help you with? Let me get some coaching out of me, man. Connor got coaching. I mean, let's go.
I can't think of nothing more because I mean the last coaching I had with you, I know like definitely I need to get better at time blocking, which I've been doing now, and now it's just like implementing my time blocking
All right, well, let's talk about
even better.
this. Let's talk about this. How are we doing with real estate agent funnels?
So when I can, I'm trying to get out to as many open houses on the weekend. It's been a little hard with the little one, but when I can get somebody to kind of put on babysitting duties for the little one,
So
I'm
let's
putting my
stop there.
time.
Stop there. Okay, so you got a realtor. How's your follow-up game and process?
So I've been trying to do touch points every like 2 weeks or every month.
What are you saying to them? The realtor. How about the realtors? No one else with the realtors. How about your realtor game?
So I'm a local notary in your area. I would love to see how I can help you get your name more out there, see how we can collaborate. That way I can get more people in your doors and help you close those doors, open more new doors around this area as we're expanding.
First off, fire. Let's talk about your follow-up process. What's that sound like?
So I'm either reaching out to them via email or trying to get them on the phone as much as possible. But I know a lot of my realtors right now are busy, as my area in
Okay.
St. Lucie is just
Okay.
booming.
Okay.
Um,
Now, let me be honest with you. Are we using that a little bit as an excuse, or is that really the truth? And no one's really that busy. So the
right.
question is, okay, good. So I'll make sure we cut through that a little bit. So look, the realtors are going to be the easiest pipeline to escrow officers. Okay. And that's why I'm talking to you right now. I know you're doing this around other things. So I want to make sure that you're not letting go of the realtor to the EO referral, because that's what you're chasing. Okay.
Right.
And so I think too often we sleep on the realtor because it's not an immediate ROI. Well, it could be if you're doing it right. The immediate ROI should be, can you connect me with one of your go-to title offices? You want to ask for that ask earlier than later. Because look, all you want to do is that simple email. Go back in the course. I'll tell you what the email like templates in the course. But you want them to connect you with the title so you now walk in without any cold. It's not a cold walk-in. Now you're more efficient with your time. You know what I mean? So remember, when I have you go to realtors, it's not because you're not trying to chase their 3 deals a year they're closing. You're
Nah,
trying to
you're
get,
trying to get in with the E&O.
but you're trying to get their referral to their title. So make sure in your follow-up that you're making that mention, like, hey, especially someone you followed up with a couple times. It's like, hey, is there anyone you can refer? I know you're crazy busy. Do you have any title officers that you can refer me to? Don't be afraid to ask for the sale on that, okay? Because those realtors are really the best into title companies. This is how I built my business, man. I built my business through realtors referring me to the escrow officers.
Right.
And because I realized that my personality is not the best for escrow officers. I'm like, what up, what up, what up? But it was for realtors, and so I got realtors to give me that front door into the escrow officer. So I don't want you losing sight of, like, those realtors should be able to give you an email walk-in. And once they give you an email, you're like, oh, this is my notary Daryl. I know Notary Daryl. Then it's like, cool, I'm walking in tomorrow.
Exactly.
Now you're coming in. So don't lose sight of the realtor, the title officer referral. And it could be as simple as an email. It doesn't need to be a phone call. Make sense?
For
Right. Cool.
sure.
All right. I need a little bit of updating when I talk to you next week on this.
For
Keep
sure.
following up with the realtors and then get them to refer you, because now it's a warm lead, bro. Business is all about warm leads, not cold leads. Okay?
Exactly.
All right.
LSS Nation, be on the lookout for that interview next week, though.
Let's
It's gonna be a
go.
banger.
I'm interviewing Daryl. Let's do on a new series. I'll talk to you next week, dog.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my gosh, let's go. Remember, everybody, you want to use realtors to refer you to the title officers. If you need a script, it's in the course. If you need an email template on what to say to the realtor so they refer you to the escrow officer, it's in the course. Make sure you're using that email to send to the realtor so the realtor hooks you up with the title officer. So now it's not a cold walk-in when you walk in your door. You're like, oh my God, my buddy Johnny just sent me in here. Does that make sense? Utilize, leverage each other. What's up? How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm great. My name is Mark. What's your name?
My name's Cynthia.
Cynthia, where are you
I
from?
started my notary in 2022. I'm in Minersville. Did not expect to be on
Okay.
here.
Oh, you
This is
want coaching?
very
Because
helpful.
do you want some coaching? Okay,
Yes,
talk to me. So I don't know where Minersville is.
it's in
Okay,
Pennsylvania.
so you're
Out by
Pennsylvania. So we got
Pottsville.
gotcha. Okay,
Originally from
Pennsylvania.
California.
All right, cool. All
Long
right.
story.
So what can I help you with today?
Uh, Not much. Just I'm starting out. Well, I was doing this on the side, working full time, and now I'm kind of taking a break, and I want to focus on this fully.
Okay.
So just the first few steps, I guess, is what I would
Okay.
recommend.
Cool.
Or
So it sounds like you're not a student, which is okay. So I'll make sure I know where I'm
I am
talking. Are you a student?
a student. I
Oh,
signed up.
go! Let's go!
Yes.
Okay, so you just want to start a module one, girl, and go straight down. That's it. I
Okay.
mean, look, I'm going to give you a very brief overview. The first thing you're going to learn are the 5 loan transactions: purchase, refi, seller package, home equity line of credit, and a reverse mortgage. That's in the course. Don't worry. So you're going to go through how to do a signing.
Okay.
Then you're going to take the certification, then the
Mhm.
NNA certification. Then you're going to learn how to market. So my best advice to you is just start on module 1, go straight
Okay.
down. Are you in the Facebook groups? Are you in the
Yes.
six? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Make sure you're in the Facebook group. I'm there. We have a training this Thursday, so make sure you attend all the live trainings. There's a private training for the community, not here on Instagram. That's
Okay.
on Thursday, so make sure I'm going to put a link out there this afternoon. Make sure you join that. Make sure you join all the live resources. We have 4 live trainings every single month. You
Okay.
get that included. So make sure you jump into Complete Notary Mentorship. That's where the calendar is. That's
Okay.
included. That's where the apostille trainings are, the wedding official, the permit running, the
Yeah.
estate planning, all
I've
that's
been
included.
in
There's no
and out.
extra fee. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
now I'm going to end with this. I tell every student is your job is to be a great signing agent first, everything second. So don't get overwhelmed with all the other stuff. Okay. So don't
Okay.
worry about being an apostille agent. Don't worry about being an estate planning agent. Don't worry about being a wedding official. That will come secondary. Your first thing is just digest the loan. The best way to make money as a notary is in loan signings, period.
I see.
Okay. So
Mhm.
just focus on that part of the course. A lot of new students get a little overwhelmed because there's so much information. And I tell how people,
Yeah.
how do you eat a pizza? One slice at a time, baby. So don't try to eat the whole pizza. So just focus on the first module, go straight down. If you
Okay.
ever get confused or whatever, I'm a DM away. You can email me. So I'm here for you, okay?
Okay.
And
Thank
glad
you.
you're here, man.
Aw, thank
You're
you. It was
so
nice to
welcome. All right,
meet
I'll see you Thursday,
you.
okay?
Okay.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
bye,
Bye.
Cynthia. Patty, what's up?
Hi, how are
I am
you?
so good. How are
I'm
you?
awesome. I've been actually following your content for the past 2 years, and I'm interested in joining, but I want to
Yes.
do it with my son. But the only thing I understand the guidelines that my son has to be 18 in order
Be a
to
notary.
do the courses.
No, well, technically you can do the course now, but you can't be, you have to be 18 to be a notary in every state in America.
Okay, so he can start the courses with me now,
Yes.
and because neither one of us are a notary.
Yes.
So the courses that you're doing now or that you're introducing to the public, can that
Yes.
actually give me, I can be assigned as a notary?
No, gosh, no. So there's 2
Okay.
steps, okay?
Okay.
You're going to get
Okay.
your notary with the state of Pennsylvania. Where do you live?
I'm in Los Angeles,
Okay,
California.
okay, cool. Last student was Pennsylvania. So
Hmm.
you got to apply for your state of California. It takes 30 days, not a big deal.
Okay.
Okay. But in California, you got to be 18. Everywhere, you got to be 18. The state
Okay.
of California won't teach you how to go over loan documents. The state of California doesn't teach you how to market to realtors. The state of California doesn't teach you how to market to lenders. That's what my course does. You can start that whenever you want. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
So the learning curve you learn from me is how to make money with your notary commission. The notary commission will come from the state of California.
Okay.
That when you get your notary commission, the reason I have so many students is because they're like, oh, the state of California, the state of Pennsylvania didn't teach me how to make money. They just give you the stamp. Then it's your
Mm,
job to be like, how do I make money with this?
right.
And so my course exists to help people shorten that learning curve. So
Okay.
I would suggest getting then if you need suggestions on who to get your notary with, that's all in my course. I don't personally do it, but I know a lot of people in the industry, so I do have suggestions and recommendations. So please, I would encourage you to jump in the course. By the way, I don't charge you for 2 different people. Two family members can use the same course. It's just
Oh,
one
okay.
extra certification when they're ready.
Okay.
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 Because when
That
you
makes a
buy the
lot
course,
more
it'll be
sense.
under your name, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
still give your son access to the trainings and the lives. But then when he's
Okay.
ready to take the certification, it'll be under your name. So if he took the same certification, it'll be printed out with your name on it, not his. And so the extra
Mhm.
certification is only $47. So get the course and let's get going, man.
Okay. Well,
All
thank you.
right.
He's
All right.
graduating
Welcome
this
to the
year, so
family.
thank
Bye.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. My name is Mark Wills. I end every single live with the same message. And that is, I believe in you so much. And you're like, well, Mark, why would you say that? You don't even know me, man. But I do know you because I know that me and you are cut from the same cloth. We're both entrepreneurs. Everybody wants to do more, but most people don't actually do more. You do. 90% of this country works for 10%. Let me say that one more time. 90% of this country works for 10%. Only 10% of this country is brave enough to bet on themselves. That is you. 10% of this country has the courage to build something from nothing that is you. Only 10% of this country is brave enough to gamble on themselves. That is you. So why do I say that? Because I want to remind you of your greatness. I want to remind you that you're worthy and you are deserving. You are part of the 10%. So I end every single webinar with the exact same comment. I believe in you so much, but I just can't believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let's go! Have a blessed week. Bye, everybody.